Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shane Eikenberry, and you're watching another episode of Eiken Barbecue. Today, we got a really fun video planned. We're actually going to be doing this beautiful 14-pound prime brisket out on the Traeger, the 780 Pro. We have the beautiful rub, the grind by Whiskey Bent, and then this is going to be used for my base. This is that Cosmo brisket injection. Really good stuff. We're not going to actually inject this, but we're going to use this to baste it throughout the cook. It should add a lot of moisture and a lot of flavor. But the main point of today's video, I think that Traeger gets a lot of, pellet grills in general get a lot of hate. You know, you're not using that real wood or the charcoal, so you're not getting that flavor from it. People think you can't create an excellent cook through that. They complain about the bark, things like that. We're going to prove you all wrong. You can get an excellent brisket out of that 780 Pro, any Traeger, any pellet grill for that matter. So that was loud, guys. That was like pop my eardrums loud. Anyway, we're gonna get to this cook. It's gonna be an excellent cook. Gonna add some bark to this bad boy and get an excellent flavor off that pellet grill. Stay tuned. All right, and the first step to any brisket cook is to get this bad boy trimmed up. And I know if you've watched a YouTube video before, you hear every YouTuber say this, but I am terrible at trimming briskets. Actually, I don't know if I'm that terrible, but I really just don't have a good grasp on what I'm doing yet. I know I want to smooth it out, make sure that smoke travels over it pretty evenly. I want to get this silver skin off to the best of my ability and get some of this hard fat off. Outside of that, not a professional, just a backyard cook, so don't take any of this to heart. There's many YouTube videos out there on actually trimming a brisket. You should definitely watch those and don't take any advice from me, kind of just winging it. But I get the job done, no one's ever complained. So I'm gonna get this boy, this thick boy, we're gonna get this brisket trimmed up now and kind of show you how I go about it, but not really give you a tutorial. Stay tuned. So weird trim right off the back. I don't know if you guys can see this portion right here. Kind of just an extra piece there. It's not gonna cook very evenly. Probably will dry out and kind of crumble when we cut into it. So we're just gonna take that off. There we go. Helps if you kind of pull up as you cut. Stops you from going too deep into that meat. Trying a 2-cam setup for the first time. I'm changing too much at once. Last week I forgot the audio because I went wireless. But anyway, little trick I've learned. You always want to cut brisket against the grain. Sometimes after you get that rub on there, it's kind of hard to find the grain in a brisket. This one is kind of running at this angle. And I want to know when I cook, I kind of made this cut over here, so that might confuse myself, but I do want to know after I've cooked it, which way the grain's running so I can cut against it. That just makes for a better product overall. So I'm going to go ahead and chop this little corner off right here. Show you guys kind of what I mean. Squared it off right there. That way I know when it's time to slice, I can go right down it like this. That'll be against the grain. We'll get a really nice product from that cut. All right, and for today's rub, we're actually gonna be doing the Whiskey Bent, the grind. This stuff is incredible. It's kind of like an SPG, salt, pepper, garlic with a little bit of coffee actually ground up into it. It's really awesome. Somebody's here at my door, so you can hear my dog letting us know. I'm going to talk through it. It's going to be in the video. Sorry about that. Can't do too many of these takes because I'm awful at this part. Anyway, yeah, SPG with a little coffee. When you're using a Traeger, you actually want to do something a little bit more coarse, something that allows a little bit more smoke penetration to the actual meat itself. Salt and pepper is perfect. Coarse salt, crackback pepper. It's
I seen them deliver and I looked in the mailbox.
All right, and for the rub, you can apply as much as you'd like. This is a massive piece of meat, so it can handle a lot. You're also going to slice it almost pencil thin, so you're not going to get too much rub in one single bite. What I like to do is about 6 inches up, allows for an even spread, especially if you got some good rub, which this is, and you can just kind of pepper it on there. You want to get all the sides. No binder today, only because this is going to sit for about 8 hours before actually going on the pit. If I was just throwing it on the pit right away, I would go ahead and throw a binder on it. Maybe some mustard or something like that. I'm really excited about this one. I'm really excited about every cook. And that's honest. It's not me just saying that. Anyway, that's about it for now. We're actually going to get this in the fridge. Like I said, it'll sit about 8 to 10 hours before I actually get it on the pit. I think this might be an overnighter. Haven't decided yet. So that'll really determine how long this rub sits on there. But either way, it'll be fine. The Cosmo brisket injection. I know I showed you guys this earlier and haven't really done with anything with it yet. This is going to be used to actually spritz the brisket throughout the cook. Just add a little moisture and a little flavor. Some good stuff. I'm not going to be injecting this one today. Doesn't really need it. You'll see we're going to get some good results out of just this. Alrighty, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Which camera? 2 cameras. Fancy boy. Alright, I'm done. Better not take that off. I still have to put this somewhere else. All right, ladies and gents, it's brisket time. Grill's running at 225 with some hickory. I'm gonna give you guys one last look here. Oh, this beautiful lady right here. Gonna run the point toward the hottest end on Traeger's. The side furthest away from the hopper usually runs a little hotter. So we are gonna keep it down here. Gonna get this situated right in the middle there. Looking good. I don't really trust Traeger's temp gauges, so I'm gonna run my own. I got the Inkbird today. We're gonna run 3 probes, one in the flat, one in the point, and then one to monitor the temp of the grill actually. Gonna stick one right here, gonna center it right in the middle of the flat. There we go. And we're gonna run right down in here. Try and get it into that point about midway through there. And then just gonna clip one right here in the middle. It'll do a pretty good job at telling us what's going on in this pit. And because the only reason I'm running 3 is because it's an overnight cook. A little nervous, you know. It's a beautiful piece of meat. Don't want anything to go wrong with it. Little secret there. Brought that bad boy right out of the fridge. 36, 36, 134. The grill wide open right now. Gotta get that closed up. But that 36 degrees is gonna produce some really nice smoke rings. The colder the better. All right, getting this thing closed up, and I will see you guys in a bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and for the spritz, I know it looks like a science experiment up here, but we're just gonna do, I did 12 ounces of water there, and about 2 tablespoons of this Cosmos rub. You can do it in a shaker bottle. Shaker bottle? There we go. Okay, and we're back, got the lid. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this bad boy up. Looks beautiful, almost kind of resembles beer. And I got a little spray bottle here. Take a little funnel, drop it in that bad boy. Oop, lost it. Boom. You can already smell it. Almost smells like beef ramen noodles. I'm sure it's probably about the same thing. Stick the spray head in. And I'll spray her probably about every hour throughout the night. All right, I will see you guys sometime. Peace out. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is about 10 a.m. and the brisket has reached 165. She is looking absolutely beautiful. 165 is typically the stall, which I can confirm. She's been there for a little bit now. So we're going to get her off here and wrapped in some butcher paper. And back on the pit. We're going to go from there. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gents, give you another look at her. Looking real good. Going to get her on this butcher paper here. Love how she's cooking already. Not gonna really show you this part. I'm terrible at folding the butcher paper. Well, maybe I will. Maybe it's funny. I don't know. All right, gonna just get it wrapped up here. Voila. Not the best job, but it's on the pit now. Get the probes back in her, and we're gonna keep going, guys. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gents, just wanted to show you the setup after the wrap. Pretty much the same thing we had going on before. We have 1 probe in the point, 1 probe in the flat, 1 probe for ambient temp. Little extra, I got this Inkbird recently, and I just want to put it to the test. But yeah, we're gonna let this one ride out probably till about 205 internal, but we really are just gonna shoot for tenderness. Once it probes tender, we're gonna get her pulled off, wrapped up, and give her a nice little rest. Then we're gonna cut into her. Stay tuned, guys. All right, ladies and gents, the brisket hit 250 internal. I've checked a couple times. It's been pretty tender, but I'll just go ahead and show you now. I had to kind of situate the flat to the hotter end. It was cooking a little slower, but goes in like butter as soon as it gets past that paper. It's ready to come off here. We're gonna get it off, give it a short rest, and by short, I mean about 2 hours, and then we're gonna get it cut into her and get her plated up. Total cook time, oh God. I'll get back to you on that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here she is in all her glory. Gonna go ahead and rewrap her just so she's not soaking in all those oils. I'm gonna rewrap her with this new butcher's paper, then get her into the cooler. This will be about a 2-hour rest, then we'll be able to cut into her. As you can see, perfect bark with that pellet grill. This stuff is amazing. This is gonna be a really good cook. Stay tuned. Beauty. Just put the Harbor Freight moving blanket in there. Undid the plug so I won't have to burp it. It's gonna do a pretty good job of keeping her cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we just had an 18-hour cook. Finally did the numbers, ran the numbers on that. I didn't want to do quick math for you there before, but it was about 18 hours straight. We wrapped about, I don't know, 6-7 hours in. When it hit 165, that stall, it actually hit 2 stalls. Hit another stall around like 185. Was there forever, but we pushed through. We're here. Had about an hour and a half rest. I do recommend resting a little longer, 2 hours, 3 hours if you can. It's really late here. We got to cut this up. We're ready to eat, so it's about 10:30 right now. Or no, that was a complete lie. It's about 9:30 p.m. right now, and yeah, we're ready for dinner. This was dinner, and it kind of took a little longer than expected. But now my favorite time of the video, we get to cut into this bad boy. So let's check it out. My gosh. Look. I know you can't see it. I know I'm messing up, guys. She's tender. Old girl is tender. So this is it. Tons of jiggle there, you can see. A lot of moisture still packed tight in there. It's cool enough. I don't feel bad about cutting into it. You know, after an hour and a half of rest, I think it's done its job. I'm really excited about it. At the beginning of the cook, we actually made a little cut right here to tell us which way we need to slice against the grain. Make for those really tender pieces. If you slice with the grain, it'll be really tough. You don't want to go that route. Luckily enough, with this rub, I can actually see some of the grain and how it runs here. It's not always the case, so I do recommend making this slice to begin with, just to show the B-cam that jiggle. This thing is dope. All right, we're gonna go ahead and slice right down the middle just to see how we did. Kind of give me one of those dramatic opens. I can't even see it yet. I'm just assuming it looks good. Yes, it does. Not gonna squeeze it, but you guys get the point. You can see my hands. Thing's full of moisture. This is gonna be an excellent cook. Let's get a few slices off of it. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm going a little thicker than pencil thick here, but that's perfectly fine. We might actually use these for some sandwiches. All right, let's see what we are working with. Jeez Louise, how good does that look? Thing looks incredible. Look at that bark. Got the perfect smoke ring. This is done on a pellet grill, guys. It's going to be good. You can just see a ton of moisture here. All right, I'm gonna move you back. We're gonna get a taste test going. Stay tuned. Now what you can do is run your knife along the fat line there. It'll almost guide its way through, and then you can remove the flat from the point, and you'll notice now the points grain runs different. This is why you kind of want to separate these, because if I was to cut this with the grain, it's almost going to be, it'll be tough. Even though this is, you know, has so much moisture, so juicy and tender, it'll actually eat tough. So what we're going to do now is cut against that grain. You just kind of want to make this in little cubes. And you see what you get there, just this beautiful slab of beef, perfect bark there, smoke ring. It's just, you can kind of like tear it apart like that. It's really good. Okay, now we're actually gonna get you moved back. All right, guys, it's my favorite type of the video. We actually get to eat. This is the taste test immediately after. It means dinner for me. I'm really excited about this. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys, you can get an excellent product out of those Traegers, any pellet grill for that matter. You don't need the Traeger, you can get by with just about anything. Produces an excellent bark, as you can see there. Beautiful smoke ring. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm gonna try and show both cameras, you know, because I got two rocking. Pull apart, it's just insane. Really tender, a ton of moisture. This is just gonna be an excellent product. All right, here we go. Here goes nothing with the taste test. Just melts in your mouth. That was the flat. Excellent flat. Really happy with it. Happy with the moisture content. Happy with the tenderness. Happy with just the overall flavor, bark, all that. Excellent. Now we're going to try a piece of this point. I think this point's going to be incredible. I'm really happy about it. We'll go here, right on the end. A little big. You see, I mean, you can almost just mush that up in your hand. That's how good it is. I want a little bark, so I'm going to take a bite right there on the end. Just like dissolves in your mouth. I think it's all over my teeth. Flat, point, both are off the chain. Off the chain, that's a throwback, huh? But yeah, the flat and the point, both incredible. Really easy to do out there on that Traeger. Pretty much no manual labor whatsoever. It's kind of like the easy way to barbecue, I guess. I love it. Hope you guys love it. Really simple cook. I'll just go over what we did real brief. So we started off with the 14-pound brisket, trimmed it up a little bit. Like I said, not the place to learn how to trim. I promise you that. Go ahead and YouTube that somewhere else. Didn't use a binder. We let that rub sit on it for about 8 hours, so we didn't need a binder. We used the Whiskey Bent, the grind rub. It's basically just an SPG, salt, pepper, garlic, with a little bit of coffee ground up in it. It's an excellent rub. I really like it. It produces that really dark black bark on there. Comes out excellent. Flavor is incredible. You guys are really going to enjoy that. Then you kind of just get it on the pit and wait. You saw we used that Cosmos brisket injection. We mixed that with about 12 ounces of water. We use that as our spritz throughout the cook. I don't think I actually got any footage of me actually spritzing throughout the cook, but I did it about every hour, hour and a half, somewhere in there. Overnight kind of sucks, but you know, if you want a good product, you got to work for it a little bit. But yeah, from there, the brisket kind of has a mind of its own. You just kind of got to, you know, work with it. Wrap at 165, or when it's had about 6, 7, 8 hours of smoke, somewhere in there, that's plenty. Get it wrapped, so it'll speed up that cook a little bit. And then when it hits 205, start checking for tenderness. When that probe slides in like butter, you are good to go. Pull that bad boy off there, get it in a cooler. You don't even need a cooler, just wrap it in a blanket, give it a few hours rest, cut into it, and you're gonna have some great food. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you not next week. I won't see you next week. I'm not filming a video next week and I'll be gone. It's my niece's birthday. All right, I will see you in a couple weeks. Peace. Peace. Peace out, guys.